On today's Top 10 video, we take a look at the 10 most iconic pieces of artwork from the early era of Dungeons & Dragons. Please stick around. I'm AZ Mountaineer. This is our channel, Old School Rules, where we celebrate the community of old school gamers and grognards who like classic RPGs, miniatures, magazines, and everything that goes with it. Our top 10 videos are an opportunity to stop and celebrate some of our favorite things about the hobby. And today, it's taking a look at some of our favorite, most memorable pieces of artwork. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's one of my favorite subjects, which is the art from that early era of Dungeons & Dragons. One of my favorite parts of the game is looking at the images on all the emotion and excitement that they would create. Behind me, you see a number of images from that early era. Let me tell you about how I did my top 10 list. So what did I look at? These are only from official D&D products. There's lots of great artwork out there in third-party publishers and for things that didn't appear in these TSR products, but you have to draw the line somewhere, so that's what I did. I'm looking at 1974 to 1989. So when the first second edition product comes out, that's where I stop again, have to draw the line somewhere. And this is the era that I played. These are the images that I remember, and so that's where I can find my look. There's obviously fantastic art that comes after this point, and you can make great argument for some of those images as well. But I guess I'm an older player, so these are the images that I remember. And I've just got the different icons down here because I think those are awesome. So let's get to it. Let's take a look at the top 10 most iconic pieces of artwork from that I think of as the golden era of Dungeons & Dragons. Number 10, this is Keith Parkinson's Red Dragon. And this appeared on issue number 1 of Dungeon Magazine. That's a pretty collectible item. And if you ever get a chance to take a look at a high resolution image, zoom in on this one. It's just amazing. The detail that Keith Parkinson put into this art, the scales on the dragon, the little baubles and the coins and the jewels in the foreground, fantastic. And this is obviously an image that's been seen by millions of players around the world. Number 9, and yeah, there's a bit of a theme. Dragons are one of the most popular images for Dungeons & Dragons. So everybody who's sort of a grognard probably recognizes this. This is the David Sutherland image from what we call the Holmes Basic Rules box set, the first box set that they did. Some people call it the original basic. But anyway, so after they had AD&D, right, you know that they asked Holmes, Dr. Eric Holmes, to do a simplified version of the rules, pull all the rules together, and make it an introductory type of a rule set. And this Red Dragon was the cover to that box set. This is Jeff Easley's Dungeon Master's Guide cover. In the late 80s, they decided to redo the covers for the core books, the Monster Manual, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Players Handbook. And this sort of Dungeon Master, right, opening the doors and sort of saying, "Welcome to the game." So that's always at least what I imagined he's doing. Is a really, really memorable cover and piece of artwork for a whole bunch of gamers. This is B2, The Keep on the Borderlands, Jim Rosloff's art. And I just think because this module is by far and away the most widely distributed, this is an image that just hundreds of thousands of D&D players have seen. You've got these hobgoblins or orcs, I'm not sure what they are, here on the cover fighting with these elves, a dwarf it looks like, in the foreground. Super memorable, like I said, and a module that everybody thinks of, I think, when they from that era when they think about playing D&D. Number 6, a really simple black and white drawing by the one and only David Trampier. And this is, if you don't know, from the Tomb of Horrors. And this is the mouth, which is this just super famous encounter or trap, just begging for the players to either crawl into or reach into. And you see it all the time on things, even to this day when it comes to D&D. So super, super famous. Number 5 for me is the cover of the reissued basic rule set. This is what we call the Moldvay box set. This is by Errol Otis, right? This is one of my all-time favorite images. This is the first D&D product that I got, which was the basic rules. It's a dragon, right? And you're down in a dungeon. So to me, it wraps everything up about it. It's, high stakes. These guys look like they're in big trouble. There's a fighter and a female, I don't know, human or elf wizard there trying to cast a spell. I just love this game, and it just brings back all the memories and emotions of playing this as a young kid. It was so good, they not only had it on the cover of the box set, they put it on the cover of the rule book. And again, I think if you take a look at the image here, it's just really, really great. And of course, Errol Otis is one of my favorite artists. Number 4, for me, this is Clyde Caldwell. This is from I6, the Raven Loft module. I just think he hit it out of the park and into the next city block. I mean, this artwork is fantastic. Between this artwork and the other images that were in here, Raven Loft, Count von Strahd, right? This launches a whole series of a setting with books and everything comes from this module. And I think this super iconic, fantastic artwork is one of the reasons that the imagination of so many players was attracted to the Raven Loft setting. Number 3, again, super simple, just black and white. But for me, top 3, Trompierre's back. This Lich from the Monster Manual is just fantastic. I mean, it's undead, it's creepy. It's, you see this on even today, on t-shirts and sweatshirts and other D&D memorabilia. And this one has just become a really classic image from first edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Number 2 for me, again, Trompierre. The guy's got 3 of the top 10. That's how amazing his artwork was. This is the Players Handbook cover. Of all the covers, I think this one is probably the most recognizable. It's the favorite probably of people who played from that era. And again, maybe it's because it's the Players Handbook. Maybe it's Tramp's art. I don't know. But for me, without a doubt, this is going to be the number 2 most iconic image from that era. So, what is number 1? I think it has to be Larry Elmore's Red Box. I mean, if some of you probably know the story about he did some initial images and, he and Gary Gygax were going back and forth, and Gary's like, I want this thing coming out of the page, and this is the end result. And I think, Gary really did a good job of pushing Larry Elmore to make that change, and it does. It comes right out of the box, right at you, right? It's just fantastic. I think this is probably the most recognizable and famous, most reproduced image. It was on the red box from the Beck Me series that Frank Mitzer, when he edited the rules, and these went all over the world. I mean, right at the peak, right, of Dungeons and Dragons, this rule set and this box set and this cover was the first thing anyone got when they got the box set. It was on the box, it was on the booklet inside, and it's just fantastic, right? Just fantastic. If you like art, I highly recommend this book, Art and Arcana. There's great history. There's all kinds of great art in there. There's the regular version that's not all that expensive, and then there's the collector's edition here, which is a little more. There's a good book called The Art of Dragon Magazine. I didn't really even get into The Art of Dragon Magazine. I didn't consider that for part of today's topic. But again, the art is a fantastic part of the tradition of Dungeons and Dragons, and I encourage you to celebrate it. If you've got ideas about something you think I missed or overlooked, or your personal favorite, please put that in the comments down below. I'm glad to hear what other people who play the game and love the game think about the art. Again, one of my favorite parts of the entire hobby. That's it for this top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed this look at a few of my favorite images. I think some of the most popular images that have endured through the years. You all have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you're subscribed. If you've got friends who would enjoy it, please send them our way, and hopefully they'll subscribe as well. Have a great day. Until next time, my friends, keep rolling 20s.